guys, Jennifer Turner here, and I am back with another episode of our EduSeeds Toolbox. And today we're going to talk about using colors to highlight certain things when you're in a spreadsheet, in two different ways that you can do that. So if you're in a spreadsheet like this one, typically when you start building the spreadsheet, it tends to be white. Everything's white, black text. And sometimes you want to jazz it up a little bit. You want to make it like this one when it's a very long spreadsheet. This is a sample of what a student's schedule looks like whenever you download it from Cognos. This is all made up data. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar does not attend my campus, certainly not as a sixth grader. And so it's just a sample of it, and it's a lot of information. You see it just keeps going and going all the way over to column BU with student schedule information. And so sometimes maybe you don't want it just white. You can go and tell it you want it to alternate colors, and you can pick the colors, whatever works for you. You can choose your school colors and it will automatically alternate. You can pick these, you can even customize it here and say done. But sometimes you don't want it to just be every other color. Sometimes you want it to do something specific based on some of the criteria that you have. So if you want to do that, then you can go ahead and hit Format, Conditional Formatting. And this is where you can set a certain formula. It's going to pick a range automatically. Usually it picks a range that covers the entire spreadsheet to start. But maybe you don't want this one to go over the whole spreadsheet. Maybe I just want to do something with counselors in column E. And I can pick and choose. And so maybe if it's empty, if there's no counselor listed, I want it to do something, or maybe it's got a counselor listed, I want it to do something. If it contains or does not contain, starts or ends with, is exactly, that means it has to be exactly what you're saying and only that. You can do dates and you can also do numbers. So if I want to find the ones that were Locke, John, and I just type John, do you see how all the green just went away? It's because there's no field that we can see right now that is exactly John. We have Locke, John, which is not exactly John. So if I want to find all those that contains John, do you see how they're now green? So it's pulling up anybody whose counselor has the word John in their name somewhere. And you can pick. Let's say I want it to bold it. Maybe I want it in italics. Maybe I want it underlined. Maybe I want it to strike it through. Maybe I want to change the color of the font. Or maybe I want the background color different, which it automatics to green whenever you start this. So maybe I want it this real pale pea green. Or maybe I want it to do all of the above. You can pick and choose any combination of that and then say, do that, and it's going to automatically do it. And if you, for instance, were to change and green here to John Locke, now it contains John, so it's going to automatically do it. But if I go back to Greer Ann, it's not. And so because I said the entire column, anytime in that column you change something, it's going to update based on your formatting. But you can do formatting for other things as well. So let's do something with numbers. So we're going to do format, conditional formatting, and this time we're going to do column G. So G to G. And if it is, you can do greater than, less than, equal to, not between or between. So let's do is between, let's do 100 and 200. And if they find something between 100 and 200, actually let's see, let's do 400, 500 and 600. Just because more will pop up. Yeah, so between 300 and 500, you see several have popped up green. And maybe I want those to be this yellow color. Just like before, I can pick and choose anything that I want. But you can have multiple rules on the same column. So we're going to go back to G, and we're going to say it is greater than or equal to 900. And those we're going to go with red. Okay. And so you could pick and choose and have multiple things. And just like before, if you change something to meet the criteria, it's going to automatically change it to fit whatever formatting it wants. You can also do formatting for multiple columns at a time. So let me go and highlight periods 1 through 7. And then because I highlighted it, that's the range it gave me here. And if I do, it contains RELA, which is Reading English Language Arts, and I want it to make it blue. And now every single class that has the word RELA in it, which is going to be any Reading English Language Arts, whether it's advanced, on level, intervention, whatever, is highlighted. And you can see here, we can just kind of see them. So it makes it visual, but you can also format by these kind of things. So now I might say that I'm going to filter by color, fill color, and pull my blue, and now I have everybody who has a RELA class, a Reading English Language Arts class, first period, pulled together. And you don't have to remember the names of everything. I could say that I want RELA and science to be the same blue color, and then filter, and it'll pull all RELA and science classes. So if you're looking for kids who are in any core class or any elective class, you can do filtering that way without having to click a whole bunch of boxes for all the options in order to find them. Getting rid of it's fairly simple. You just hit this to remove the rule, and now it's not going to make the RELA ones blue. All right, so that is conditional formatting in a nutshell. If you've got questions about this, or you want to see something else, or you're like, hey, what about this? Please drop me a comment, and I'm happy to help you guys out as you are going on your spreadsheet journey. Bye, guys.